guys, Nyxarity here, and today I wanted to talk to you about a passion that has grown near and dear to my heart, even though I'm still quite the noob. If you haven't already guessed by the title of this video, that would be LARP. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about what it is exactly. Because it is so hard to find information out there that is put together and the same opinion. Because, well, let's face it, LARP is something that varies very much opinion to person. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it makes finding information very hard for someone who wants to get into LARP and has no idea where to start. Just a quick disclaimer. I forgot to record this at the beginning of the video, so here it is for you now, in the right order. I do not know a lot about LARP. All of the information you're about to see in this video is either A, my opinion, B, something I found on the internet with at least 2 sources so that I knew that it was a widely accepted viewpoint, or my experiences. Okay? I am, I think, on my 3rd ever LARP event ever, so I have no experience that is anything beyond a boffer, but I like to research things because that's just who I am, and I wanted to put this information out for you guys, so here it is. So, let's go ahead and get started with the basics. LARP is an acronym that stands for Live Action Roleplay. Game is also very much included in a lot of people's opinions, because LARP is usually some sort of game. It's a hobby that people partake in, and such makes sense that you would think of it as a game. But to those of you who aren't LARPers and have no idea what LARPing even is, the easiest way to describe it is sort of an improv theater mixed with a battle. In the sense that there are characters, but it's all made up on the spot, and there's usually some sort of battle that goes on. If you're doing it right, that should be a fun aspect of it. If you're doing it wrong, I don't know what's going on, because honestly, I've never felt happier than when I've partaken in some sort of LARP battle. I don't know why. It's just fantastic. It gets your blood pumping. It's just awesome. But I digress. Back on topic to the main aspects of LARP. A lot of people divide it into 3 very broad spectrum categories. Thus being a demonstrative type LARP, which is usually the boffer type LARP, where there's kind of a story or, you know, monsters that you would fight that happens once a month to every 2 weeks. If you're a really avid LARPer and you somehow have the time to do it, maybe even once a week. But that's kind of the general vanilla term that you think of if you see it in media, with movies such as The Knights of Badassdom or, what is it? Parenthood? I don't even know, I haven't seen the movie. The other types are a salon or a theater style LARP, which doesn't usually include battles. It's more about the characters and the storyline and how the characters interact. And the information that I could find said specifically that those kinds of LARPs only last an hour. However, their example of it was College of Wizardry, which I do believe takes place over the course of a week. And finally, the last category that they have is lifesteal or heavy combat. This usually includes things like SCA or reenactments, which a lot of LARPers in the LARP community don't necessarily consider a LARP. I'll get more into that later, but just wanted to go ahead and tell you guys that, in case you wondered, I personally don't view SCA or reenactments as LARPs for many reasons. The main reason being that they view it less as a game and more of a lifestyle, and depending on the way that the group that you're with handles themselves, it doesn't necessarily include a lot of story, which is a large part of what generally is considered to be a LARP. So, that is a segue. Let's go ahead and talk about what the basics are to be considered a LARP. The first and foremost is having a character or a persona. You are not yourself in a LARP, because where's the fun in that? Of course, you could always create a character that is basically you with a different name and different style clothes. There's no problem with that. But, if you could, wouldn't you have magic abilities? Would you want to learn the ways of a sword? It's like you, but like a step up from the mundane world, right? Anyway, the other things include telling a story. So, in, say, a demonstrative LARP, you're gonna go fight some monsters, discover some land, get some loot, maybe battle a dragon, save a princess. In a salon or a theater-style LARP, you're probably going to just interact with other players. Specifically, the example of College of Wizardry keeps coming up is the only example that anybody has for a salon or a theater-style LARP. Which would just be, you know, learning the ways of wizardry, or, you know, discovering the hidden passages in the castle or something. You know. It's one of those where it varies a lot, and I know there are more examples out there for salon or theater style LARPs than just the College of Wizardry. It's just that as a main view from the public, that it's not what's considered LARP in media, and so there's a lot less of that information out there available to everyone. The other things that need to be included, or usually are included in a LARP to make it an actual LARP, is that everything happens real time. There are no pre-planning other than maybe the game master figuring out what the storyline's going to be for that session, and everything happens as it happens. If the dragon is attacking you, you're either going to defend or attack back. You're not going to sit there and wait and decide what you're going to do. And I'll give the example of tabletop players. You're not going to roll a dice. You're not going to roll a set of dice and go, I blocked! I rolled a nat 20. I guess I blocked it. You know, you're going to actually have that shield out there, and you're going to have sword in hand, or arrows if you're an archer. Javelins are a thing too, I guess. But you're gonna fight, and you're gonna enjoy it. Because the other thing that you have to have in a LARP, for it to be considered a LARP, is you have to have fun. The purpose of LARPing is to have fun. There's no other point to it. You know, yes, some people play to escape the world. They want to have a break from their mundane 9-to-5 desk job. But again, they escape to have fun. That is the big basics. But the other thing that's very important is that in order to make it a LARP and not a play or an improv performance, there's not supposed to be a planned audience. Now, of course, if you're in a public park, there's gonna be an audience, because people are gonna be like, why are people hitting each other with foam or latex sticks? Because we're having fun, and you should go get one, and you should join in, because you're gonna have fun too. But that's just kind of the basics. And, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you were at least a little bit more informed about LARP as a whole, if you had no idea what LARP was. And I hope you stay tuned for the other videos that will be in this little mini-series about what exactly LARP is. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and leave a like. It will be a series of videos about LARPs in general, specifically pertaining to what is LARP and going into depth for anybody who's actually curious about having a consistent set of information, because that is so hard to find in the LARP community. But go ahead and leave a comment if I got anything wrong, or there are other things that I missed that you guys would like to share, because I am of course in no way an expert, and if I got something wrong or missed something, I would love for that information to be shared with everyone. I have no problem taking criticism, and have no problem hearing that I am wrong about something I know very little about. So please, by all means, leave me those comments, message me, whatever you feel comfortable with. If I did get something wrong, I'm more than happy to hear it. Thank you guys again so much for watching, Go ahead and subscribe for more great content. Stay tuned for the rest of this series. This is Nyxarity signing off. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.